Oh shit! Here we are, Thursday, 9 o'clock, just like we always are. What's up, Mike?
What's happening, Kyle?
Dude, back-to-back nights, fucking awesome shows lined up. We have so much shit to talk about. We got big fights coming up, and we got one of the biggest names on any of the fight cards coming up. Louis Palomino is in the waiting room, waiting to come in right this second. The 155-pound BKFC champ. What do you think about that?
Oh, I'm super excited. This is awesome. I mean, come on now, champion,
The fucking
damn
man.
champ.
He's the fucking man. So, anyways, let's just shout out our sponsors real quick and let's get them in here and let's do this shit. All right. Holden Hands Massage, Jackie Holden at holdenhandsmassage.com. She is registered with the with the Department of Veteran Affairs. So if you are a soldier, a veteran, you go to holdenhandsmassage.com, book yourself an appointment with her. You got to get a referral through your provider first. If you are a soldier or a veteran, you can go see Jackie. She is the best in the business. She knows how to find the trigger point, pain. I don't know. I'm not a massage therapist, Mike. Are you?
Well, last time you said taint, so
taint. Okay, well, fuck that. Jackie's the best in the business. If you are not a soldier, if you are not a veteran, go to massagetherapix.com and book yourself an appointment through Jackie Holden. She is the best in the biz. And killfootclothing.com, veteran owned, American made apparel. They make the Mission Accomplished shirts. They make Mission Accomplished apparel. So go to killfootclothing.com. Our shirts are back in stock. They sold out twice now. I'm pretty proud of that, by the way.
not bragging.
Not bragging.
Not
whatever.
bragging.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, with that said, why don't we go ahead and bring one of the biggest names on one of the biggest cards in the history of bare knuckle fighting in here, Louis Palomino. How are you, sir?
Doing great, man. Doing great. How you guys doing?
Very good. Very good.
We're doing good. You are a little over a week out. 9 days out right now?
About
9 days out from a big title defense against Tyler Goodjohn at BKFC 18 at the Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida, right outside of your hometown, right?
Yes, sir.
It's got to feel good fighting in your hometown, correct?
Oh, man, yeah. So I was doing a lot of flying around. I was fighting in Russia for the last 3 years before bare knuckle. So, yeah, man, it's really nice to be back home.
Damn.
Yep.
You're fighting in, what did you say, Russia?
Yeah. The last 3 years of my MMA career, man, I was fighting for ACB in Russia. I fought in St. Petersburg, Grozny, like you name it, I found in Slovakia. Like I was just traveling that way.
Champ,
Wow.
you got any crazy stories about there? Because we had Shoney Carter, Mr. International, the man himself. Shoney came on with me, and I couldn't get him to stop telling stories. First of all, if you know Shoney, he would not stop. But he had he had the craziest damn stories about fighting in Russia, about having armed guards, and he fought a bear. Like he fought a guy, and then they had a bear backstage, and he was like, and they were like, "Do you want to fight the bear?" And he's like, "You think I'm fucking scared of a bear? I'll fucking fight this bear."
That's crazy. That's nuts. Yeah,
No bear stories.
The very first time that I fought in Grozny. And I don't know if you know about Grozny. It's like the Chechen Republic, right?
Yeah.
They're serious over there, man. And I arrived and the driver picks me up from the airport, and the driver tells me, "Hey, Baboon." No, he says, "Palomino. Palomino, don't look at woman, don't touch woman, don't play with woman." I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, I'm over here to fight, bro. And then every woman is covered from here to toes. Like, I don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. They were clear. They were clear about everything over there.
See, what do you think the penalty would be for
touching or looking at a woman? So you know what Shoney told me? Shoney went over there to corner somebody, but the fighter he was there to corner couldn't get into the country. So the whoever was running the show was like, "You are fighting now."
Oh shit!
And Shoney was like, "Fuck, okay." So he fought the dude, and he won.
Fought?
Yeah, he fought the dude with nobody there with him. Like he had one other guy there. He fought the dude. He won, and then they put him up in this like ship down by the water, and they were like, and Shoney said that like the one ship was for him to stay on, and the other ship was like a strip club, nightclub type thing. I was like, what? This sounds like a James Bond movie for real.
Crazy, man. Wow.
All right, so let's talk about you though. Let's talk about you. You have your 4th BKFC fight coming up.
Yep.
You are slowly becoming a legend in the bare knuckle world. You are 3-0. You have fought nothing but fucking killers. Elvin Brito, Jim Ehlers, Isaac Valley Flag. Does this fight excite you like any of the rest? Are you more excited about this one than any of the 3 in the past? Like what is your feeling going into Tyler Goodjohn at BKFC 18, June 26th?
Well, it's definitely not more exciting than any of the other fights. I'll tell you that much. Now, happy to finally get in there and beat the shit out of this dude. Yeah, yeah. Not excited because I'm looking for bigger names. I'm looking for, I'm looking to my legacy, man, to staple shit down. I want big names, not just MMA. I'm talking about like boxers, pro boxers. I'll fight them in their own ring as long as they come and see me in the square circle. Like big names, man, is what I'm after, But look, having that said, right, at the end of the day, I have a task at hand. I have Tyler Goodjohn. We're talking about a guy that's undefeated in bare knuckle, 4 fights undefeated, and he's a champion. You don't take nothing away from a guy like that, Randy Couture said it, and I say it in all my interviews. Randy Couture said it better than everybody else, You're only as good as your last fight. He looked like shit in his last fight. I'm sorry. I'm not the only one that thinks that, But, in the end of the day, man, everybody gets to judge him like that because people are fans and people, they're just tuning in. I'm not at liberty to just solely, judge him for that one fight because I'm the champion. I'm the defending champion. I got to take this shit serious. So I got to balance out everything. I got to do my research. And I did. This dude had a decent record in boxing. He's 4-0 in bare knuckle. He's a champion from England coming to take the champion from America's belt. The dude has paid his dues in some sort of way. He didn't do it in BKFC. He didn't look good in BKFC. But it looks like he has something going for him. It looks like something was right before he got caught up in his own sauce and came over here trying to live the Miami life and the marijuana and the smoking and the women and
the Vegas life too.
And the Vegas life and you name it, and the guy was out of focus. But it's been 7 months. This dude has been putting in work. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the best Tyler Goodjohn that ever was. That's the way that I trained. You know what I mean? That's what I'm ready for. I'm ready for that.
He does look like he's putting a different level of effort into the preparation for this fight.
Yeah, something clicked in there.
Yeah, something clicked in there, and he will admit it. He came on the show. He's been on here twice, and he did admit that he looked like shit in that fight. He did say he had COVID and he had to. Now, let me ask you: do you think that those are excuses, or do you think that he was just like covering down for a lack of performance?
Well, look, I don't know if you guys are into science and stuff. I'm not into science like that, but I am a Libra. I balance things out, right? I balance everything out. In my life, that's how I live my life. I'm a Libra at heart, and in my mind. So I balance things out. Do I think it's an excuse? Maybe. But you got to look at the possibility that it's not and it's truthful. Look, I'm gonna knock on wood on this one, but I've been around this COVID shit and I've been around people that are infested and I've been around many and I've felt once or twice like my immune system drop, like I'm about to catch something, but I'm very much into my life, into like my body, into what I put into my body, how I eat, how I sleep, how I rest, recovery. Like I'm very big on this. I like, the whole anti-aging thing, so the moment that I feel something off in my body, I stop what I'm doing. That's it. Because I've done it before. I've gone and I've trained hard and then poof, I'm crashed for a week. I haven't gotten sick in 5 years, and I'm knock on wood again. 5 years I haven't gotten sick, maybe a little longer, because of the way that I take care of myself now. The moment that I feel something off, I stop everything, get my full rest. I get an IV up in my veins, get all those vitamins that I need. I boost on my immune system. And within a day or two, I'm back to action. So maybe because of that, I haven't conceived this COVID crap. Maybe because of that, I haven't gotten sick in 5 years. You know, like I used to get sick once a year at least. And, you know, there's people that I know personally, 56, 57 years old personally, that got the COVID and 1 day, 2 days, shook it off, a little fever, and nothing happened. Then again, my conditioning trainer, Amner Pereira, this dude is a training freak. He's an athlete, right? This guy is want to turn me into an athlete. I've been training him for 5 years. This guy does triathlons for fun, man. Like, this dude is burnt, you know? So this guy caught COVID, and he was knocked out for 17 days. So what if he did catch COVID, and that was part of the reason why he performed the way he performed? Not to mention that he was not focused. The guy's over here without a trainer, without anybody smacking him back into place, because sometimes you need that, you know? But look, having all that said right there, in the end of the day, I think that the ridicule, like the attack he got from that performance, something clicked in there. He started putting in work, but in the end of the day, my bro, you know, it's too little too late. Because when he was off and not focused and whatnot, I was busting my ass. So I've been getting ready for this, you know? I think it's too little too late for him.
Yeah, he I feel like a lot of people think they were excuses, and I give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, he's had pretty good performances in the past, and I feel like with the COVID and everything that we were just talking about, and him not having a corner, maybe there is some truth into all that. But then after all that, you know, he had like an issue with, you know, his pay and all, and with David Feldman and that whole drama situation that went on, and he got cut, and then he left and was going to start an organization. I don't know what the hell happened. And now he's back, and he's like putting straight into a title fight. And I know a lot of people have an issue with that too. Do you think he deserves to have a title fight, like after, you know, the performance and then?
I never believed that he deserved a title fight, but I'm not the boss here.
Yeah.
Look, the organization has somebody in their hands that is going to fight who they throw at me. You know, like they say that Dave comes to me, BKFC says, "You're fighting this guy next." That's what I'm fighting next. I'm a defending champion. Okay.
Were there any other names? Were there any other names offered to you other than Tyler Goodjohn? Because I know for a while you were campaigning on social media saying nobody wants to fight me. Give me a fight. Where the fuck are my opponents? Where the fuck are my opponents?
That's right.
And then Tyler Goodjohn, you know, credit to him. He came out. He posted a video. He said, "Hey, I will fight you." You know what I mean? Like, so that's respect right there. Was there really no other options? At the time,
when I got the title, I thought that I would have this big target on my head, and I thought that people were gonna come gunning at me. Don't get me wrong, you have idiots, you have clout chasers, you know, you're always gonna have those trolls that are basically nobody, haven't done anything to earn a title shot, that are gonna try to say, yeah, I'll fight. But it's like, what the fuck do I do with this guy? You know, real competition, like, was like, no, like, it's like, what the fuck's going on with it? I was getting frustrated. So what I do? I said, look, I'll make it simple, because my biggest issue was my inactivity in BKFC, right? So I said, I'll make it simple for the organization. I said, look, I'll keep defending 155, open up the 145 title, and I'll fight anybody there. Open up the 165 title, and I'll fight anybody there. Okay? Now, I'm not crazy about 145. You know, I'm 40 years old. It's a little harder to cut down to 145. But I'm crazy about the 165. I believe there's some challenge there. You know, and where the fuck was everybody? Everybody stay quiet, because there's number one, number twos in 165. Where were they? Nobody said anything about fighting me. And then I went a step further, and I challenged Thiago Alves at 170, which is the weight that he fought his entire career in UFC. Okay, this guy wrote to me and replied to me, hey, you know, I appreciate the respectful call out, but fighting you at 170 does nothing for my career. And I'm like, okay, all right. So how about 175? You know, you didn't think I was that crazy, did you? How about 175? I'll go up to I'm 170, as heavy as I get. I'll go up to 175 to fight you. Now, I'm very realistic. I'm not delusional like the little snap, the little the slutty letter gnat. You know, I'm not delusional. I'm very realistic with myself. Do I believe that I can beat everybody at 175 pounds? No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm talking about bigger people, bigger hand, bigger bone density. Like, no, I don't. Do I believe that I can beat a fair amount of guys at 175? Yes, I do. Do I want to be the champion at 175? No, I don't. But if I'm going to go up to 175, because I'm only targeting that head,
right.
I want to take that head. Like, I'm literally targeting that name, that head, Thiago Alves' head, because I looked up to him for most of my career, you know, and I've always been a fan. But I don't believe that he can beat me when it comes to only hands, you know, especially after his performance, you know, in his debut. So I said, if I'm going to go up to 175, might as well be for the title. And there was talk. That was the only talk back and forth with me and BKFC where, you know, we were actually negotiating and starting negotiations. And they were talking to his manager. And his manager bumped me out. He'd rather you have the fight, which is also his fighter. Double dipping, you know, it's very simple. You're double dipping. You have two of your fighters, you want to put them to fight together. You win. Whoever wins, you win regardless. You know what I mean? So, you know,
sounds like a good deal.
You know, yeah, for him it's great. But I got bumped out. But Thiago didn't want to fight, man. Even Thiago at 175, he never come out and say, yeah, I'll fight you. No. When Hector Lombard challenged him, he said, Hector Lombard, you know, he said, I'll be your Huckleberry. This is exactly what he said. I'll be your Huckleberry. I'll fight you any day. But you got to come down to 175. He knows that Hector got to cut a damn arm off to make 175, man.
Yeah.
That's a fight that's never going to happen. That's why, you know, and I said it, you know, out loud, and I did this before Yuri, so it's not like I stepped on Yuri's toes or anything like that. Like, I wanted the head. I don't want the 175 title, but if I'm going to fight him at 175, I might as well take the title, and I was probably going to vacate it anyway, you know?
you
wanted
the head on your wall.
I was aiming at the head from a wrestling man, you know, and even he didn't take it. So did anybody come challenging me? No, I didn't have anyone. That's why I respect Goodjohn, man. He was like, hey, look, I'm fighting you. I'll come to fight you. And the dude is coming over here without even a trainer. You know, like, I don't know how that happened. But
I know, that
sucks for him, you know, but he's coming over here. He put in the work. He's undefeated in bare knuckle. He's a champion in England. So, hey, what more deserving than that?
Can we expect two gentlemen at the weigh-ins, or can we expect you to headbutt him the way you did it, Ehlers? Because I'm only asking this because when he was on the show with us, he said that the guy better not try to headbutt me like he did Ehlers, because I'll fucking smack him right there on stage. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. There's obviously some heat here. I love this. I don't really know why you guys hate each other, but you know, it is what it is. Tyler Goodjohn seems to be like a lightning rod for hate anyway. Like, people just don't like his life.
Yeah.
The dude is a complete fucking idiot. I mean, what do you want me to do? Look, am I gonna headbutt him? No, man. Look.
We'll see what happens.
I warned him, and that's my boy. You know, I warned him. I told him, bro, get out of my face. You know, I know you're trying to sell the fight and stuff like that. Just don't get in my face. He's like literally right here, like nearly kissing me, man. I warned you, get out of my face. And back in the days, I didn't think twice. I headbutt you. If you get in my face like that, I headbutt you first, and then I start swinging, because I don't know who else is gonna start swinging. And it didn't take a minute or two until one of his little guys came and tried to kick me and shit. That had nothing to do with you know. So what I do that day, I didn't break his nose. I could have broke his nose. I didn't do it without thinking. I lifted myself up on my toes to make sure I don't land on his nose, and I tapped his forehead with like 10%, man. It was saying, you know, it was like, hey, get the fuck up on my face. Now, am I gonna come, and I'm very professional, am I gonna come and do some shit like that at the weigh-ins? No, man, the weigh-ins is not the fight. The fight is the next day. I want to fuck him up in the square circle. I don't want nothing to stop that. So as long as you don't disrespect me, you know, as long as you don't get in my face, you know, and try to kiss me like Ehlers did, then none of that shit will happen. You know?
But you know what? I think you would get along with my youngest child, because I had to go pick him up from school one day. I had an incident report, right? He's 6 years old, right? So they're going outside in the recess line, and he gets in a shoving match with this kid about who's going to stand in the front of the line. So I'm reading this incident report, and it says Nolan and a friend were shoving each other. Mr. Austin told them, we don't use hands, we use our words. Nolan points at him and says, stay the fuck out of my face. At 6 years old. So I So I'm like mortified, right? I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry to the teacher. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm signing, and she says, well, in his defense, he used it in perfect context. We told him not to use his hands, use his words, and then he said it. Stay the fuck out of my face. So I get him in the truck, and we're driving, and I said to Nolan, "This is where you're gonna like this." I said, "Nolan, what happened at school?" He goes, "Nothing." I'm like, "What happened?" "Something happened with you and your friend." He goes, "He was this close to my face." And I was like, "Oh, oh, dude, he invaded his space. He entered his safe zone, and he was like, he was this close to my face. Like, Dad, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You know what I mean?
There's no other option here.
You know, I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad. Just don't try not to talk like that at school, would you?
Bring him to the fight, man.
I wish I could. Maybe the next time I'll bring him down there if I could.
Right. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And that you telling me that story, he was like right here. Yeah, man. It just brings me to my kid.
6-year-old, don't give
a 6-year-old boy. Oh, he's a little beast. You love him. You should train him. He'll be a fucking champion one day.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you, man, I'm going to be turning 40 in, 6 months from now. You're 40 years old. I'm looking at you and you're sitting there and you have abs. You have abs sitting, which nobody has abs sitting. My wife's telling me. Shut the door. So do you feel like the best ever, like heading into this fight at 40 years old? Do you feel like physically at your peak right now?
100% of my beat, man. My mom always said, "You are what you eat," man. She was not lying. It took me years in my MMA career, man. I did every single mistake you can possibly think of. Every mistake you can possibly think of. And it took me a long time to learn what weight cutting was and how to eat right. I used to boil all my food. So I really got into nutrition. I never studied it like in school, but I really got into it. So I really learned through my own experiences, experimenting with my body, with clients that I trained, and I got really good at it. And then I come, across this woman that is my girlfriend now. We've been together for 3 years, and she's an amazing cook, right? And we have like the same ideas of it. She's Japanese. So, look, longest lifespan in the world, Okinawa, Japan. The least obesity in the world, Japan. Because of the way that they're taught how to eat and balance their nutrition as they're young. So when we started talking about things like that, we just saw eye to eye. She lost her job in the COVID time, and we started BLB, Balanced Life Bento, and we just balanced the nutrition, man, and we started doing our thing, And so that's one thing, right? One thing is what you put into your body. Another thing is rest and recovery. I'm a big on rest and recovery. I do more recovery sometimes than training. At this age, it's more about my rest. Like if I sleep well and rest more, like a complete day off in the middle of the week, I perform better. Because it's more about my rest and my recovery and like what I'm putting in, the right amino acids, the right proteins, the right macros. You have to have the right, the right combination inside you, man. Everything has to be right. My IVs, man, I do on weekly. That's 100% absorption of all the vitamins that I need. All the aminos that I need is all in there. And for another point is the fact that I started training MMA at the age of 26. So I'm a late bloomer, man. I started late. I started late. At the age of 26, within 8 months, I was already doing my first pro fight with no amateur fights.
That's amazing.
I suffered a lot of losses due to people that would just hold me down and just take me down and hold me down. The great baddest motherfucker, right? Masvidal. Masvidal talks about how Usman ties the fight and stomping on the toe and just tied the fight, right? What did he do with me? He didn't trade with me. He was scared to trade with me. I took his leg out, and then I was landing bombs, and he just started taking me down and holding me down. Yves Edwards, another striker. What he do? First 2 rounds, we were striking. What happened in the third round? Early in the round, takes me down, holds me down. And, just engaging. He traded with me, but he's a wrestler. So that takes away your confidence from, like, really letting go of your hands. And he did threaten the takedowns, and he did take me down. When you take that shit away, man, I got my full confidence that all I need to do is clip you, man. All I got to do is find my way to touch you, and you go night-night, But putting all that together, man, I'm really big on my body. and lifting weights. I started lifting weights at the age of 22, almost 23. I was skinny and kind of fat at the same time. Like I didn't have no muscle. You couldn't tell what a bicep and a tricep was, and you could see a little bit of lineish in my abs, but I didn't have it sticking out. The reason why my abs stick out the way they do, people think you're lucky genetics. No, bitch. What I did was I did 5 years, 5 years of abs with weights like you would do for the rest of your body. So every time I would separate. I would do first and second pack on Monday. I would do bottom to top on Tuesday. I would do sides on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I'll start all over again. And I did that for 5 years with weights. So I build the muscle. I don't even do abs anymore, man. All I do is cut weight and bloop, it pops out. Because I build the muscle already.
Nice.
I got one ab.
One whole,
one big ab. It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's pretty impressive. I work on it all the time.
It took him, what did it take you? 39 years to get
39 years. No,
it's funny. A lot of work.
It's funny. Like you say, you started your MMA pro career at 28 years old. I feel like 28 years old, I was 8 years into my military career and my body was starting to break down.
Yeah.
Wow.
He got his first herniated disc then.
Yeah, no, man. I swear to God, like you said, like I never got, like, for 28 years of my life, I never got sick. I never got injured. I never got hurt. I was strong as fuck. I could do anything. I could play any sport. And then at like 28, 29 years old, after fucking 8, 9, 10 years in the army, like all of a sudden I tore my shoulder. I tore my bicep. I got a hernia. I blew out my fucking ankle. I tore my ACL. And like, I don't know, I've had like 7, 8, 9 surgeries in the last 10 years.
In that time, did you stop lifting weights?
No, I don't. You know what? You want to know what it was? I started playing sports that I hadn't played in like years.
Oh,
that's what I think. That's what it was. I started like playing. Like I had gotten out of organized sports for a long time, and I joined the military, and I was just like doing army fitness, army PT. And like lifting weights. And that was all I was doing. And then all of a sudden I started playing basketball again. I started playing soccer. I started playing softball I got joined like a slow pitch softball league for old men. And then all of a sudden I'm like fucking blowing shit out that I had never blown out before. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, man? So I look at you at 40 years old defending your title. Like, what the fuck are we doing, Mike? What are we doing, Mike?
I don't know. We're talking to Louis Palomino. That's what we're doing.
Oh, that's right. Hey,
I had a question.
Thank you for your service, man. I didn't know you served.
We appreciate that, man. No, we're both in. This is this is the Mike and Mish show, but we also. You did?
My brother.
Oh, your brother? Okay.
My older brother.
No, we usually do 2 shows a week. Wednesday nights are usually the Mission Accomplished, where I have a fighter and a combat vet on every Wednesday night, and then Thursdays is strictly fighters. So we kind of like to throw a spotlight on some soldiers every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey man, next time let's do it with my brother and I.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do that. Was he Army, Marines? What was he?
Army,
Navy, Army,
and then he did a lot of private tours.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, we're both Army too, so that's awesome. Earlier you mentioned Dat briefly, right?
Dat, the slutty little gnat.
We had him on the show just a few days ago, and he actually mentioned you, and I took the clip out so that we could play it for you real quick and then see, because I'm curious of what he's actually talking about, because I didn't really know that there was like this animosity between you guys. So let me play this real quick, and then you can say what you think.
If you have the title there, I'm going to fight Palomino. If he wins his next fight at 155, that's the guy I really want to beat the most, because, he talks a lot of trash to me, and I just dislike a person. When I dislike a person, I fight 10 times better. And So why does he dislike you? I don't even know why.
Jesus Christ, man. All right. I'm gonna get you guys raw, okay? Look. This dude, right? This dude, when I first started in BKFC and he comes out, You know, he comes out with the Raider hat, you know, cool looking, it was a little different, you know, he boxed nice. I was rooting for the dude, man. You know, little guy, man. You know, 135er. You know, I'm rooting for him, you know, showing him love, you know. This guy goes and he's doing this delusional talk about fighting the heavyweight Joey Beltran, right? And at first, you know, my girlfriend's Japanese, so she's like, baby, that's just a Asian joke. I'm like, babe, this dude is not joking around. He's fucking dead serious. He really thinks that he can fight and beat Joey Beltran at heavyweight. And he actually talks about it like if the commission's gonna allow it somehow, right? So that's how delusional the dude is, right? And then he wants to talk about fighter IQ, whatever. So then he comes and he finally wins the title. And within a week or two, you don't hear about that. The cloud dropped. Most of us, you know, people move on to the next fight, right? Next fight. You weren't hearing about them. So now you guys mentioned the video where I was frustrated and I mentioned, you know, nobody wants to fight me, right? That was organic. That was not planned. That was organic. I was training. I was frustrated. My girl pulled out the phone. She did a quick story, and I said what I said. It wasn't planned. It was organic. It was natural. And it got a little viral. And here comes why I call him the slutty little gnat. I call him like a slut because it's like a slut looking for attention. Okay, he comes and he's looking to, you know, clout chase. That's what he was looking for, man. Like, nobody was talking about him. Nobody was talking about, you know, him winning the title anymore. Like, everything was quiet. And he comes and he says, this is exactly what he says. Then you and me at 145 for the 145 title. He's the 135-pound title champion, and I'm the 155 champion. So what do? I said, I'm looking for an opponent. Says, okay, I'm in. Done. It's over. That's it. Like, you don't have nothing to say until Dave actually pulls the trigger and says, well, can I make this fight happen where we can start going back and forth, right? Like, everything should have stopped right there. So when I write, I'm in, his reply is like, oh, you know, this fight is too big with too little money. We got to build it up more. So he backs out from what the fuck he was saying. You know? So when he backed out, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now you challenge me. I say yes. And now you don't want to fucking fight? So he blew up because of the way that I answered. And he started with the back and forth. And then this little kid, you know what he starts doing? He starts screen shooting all of our conversations and putting them in his story every day, like looking for attention. The whole thing was a clout chase, man. You know, you're talking about fighting the heavyweight champion. You're talking about taking my belt. Then you want to talk about that I'm scared to fight you. I'm here challenging 175-pound Thiago Alves. And I don't want to fight you at 145. Come on, I already said yes to you. So the guy was very delusional. He was very stupid. He was looking for attention. He was looking for clout. That's why I call him a bitch. That's why I call him a slut, right? Because it looked like a little whore looking. Bro, he came out like a street whore looking for dick, man. I'm sorry. That's the way he came out to me. That's the way he came out. It's the truth, you know.
Now, but he did say, if you win this fight, you're fighting him next. Is that fake or is that real?
Check this out.
It's never happened.
How can you believe anything at this point? Okay,
I know.
When I said yes,
he doesn't want to do it.
All this bluff. And now check this out. He's talking about fighting me and taking my belt. He's talking about fighting the heavyweight champion still. Like he really can beat him, right? And he will not defend his title against the #1 contender, Reggie Burnett. How does that make sense to anybody? Okay, you guys should know because you were doing what you're doing, right? And I'm a fighter. Real fighters and real fight fans know you are not a champion until you defend your belt successfully. This dude ducked the #1 contender. Literally ducked him. Did not want to fight him. And then he put it on the contract that he's not getting enough money. The dude is not even existing anymore. He got cut from the show. So what is he talking about? He's not even in contract anymore. He got cut. He got stripped from the belt he never defended. So
we need to get like clarification because he was on the show 4 days ago.
Yeah.
He was on this show And we asked him about that. We're like, "When? What happened? That got you cut? You got, what happened? Now you're 4 months after winning the title. You're stripped of the title. You're cut." He said he was not cut.
Right.
He said, "I'm still the champion.
He's still
until I lose my belt. We are negotiating."
The post BKFC.
Yeah. So what the hell is the real? I
even read some of it.
Don't listen to him. Look. I don't know if you guys noticed. There was a lot of BKFC rankings coming out. People posting these things, posting that, right? And Bare Knuckle came out and said, "Look, stop believing what you see people posting.
Mm-hmm.
Believe what BKFC posts. Go to the BKFC post page, and you're going to see. Go to the website. That Nuñez is cut from the organization. He's stripped from the belt. He is no longer a champion. He never was, because he never defended the title. He didn't want to defend his title against number one contender. He can say whatever he wants. Right now, he's non-existent with the organization. He is not a champion. He can keep taking pictures with fans with the belts, but he is not a champion. He was stripped from the belts. They just kept them. They just gave him those little toys that he can keep for memory, but he's not a champion. And he's not with the organization. So how can he come and say, "I'm going to fight Palomino next at 155? Get the fuck out of here, man. You need a contract first.
It's a confusing situation. That's why we were trying to really get like a good truth, like, hey, what is actually going on? And it was, that's what he told us. And we were like, it doesn't say that here, but that's what he's saying.
Delusional. So he's delusional. The dude is not all that.
I got to tell you, man, I am excited. I am so excited about this. Seeing you fight live next week. Forget about that. Forget about him fighting any of you guys, because I don't think any of that shit's gonna. You know what I did tell him the other day when he was like, I want to fight 3 people. This is what he said. Reggie Barnett. He did say that. I want to fight Reggie. I want to fight you. He said you. And then he wants to fight Joey Beltran. And then, like you just said, nobody would ever. I go, you know what? Luckily for you, Dad, you're living in the day and age of the Logan Paul versus when a 195-pound YouTuber can fight a 145-pound all-time great boxer. Maybe you can get some crazy organization like Triller to
Frank Mir.
Yeah, not in bare knuckle. Fuck no. So hey, you hold a victory over Game Bread. Before we wrap this up for the evening, could the BKFC allow you to go over to Game Bread Fighting Championship and maybe do some bare knuckle MMA?
I'm definitely not interested in MMA.
No? You're done with it.
I haven't kicked one kick in years. I haven't trained any wrestling or grappling. My knee, I still have not gotten the surgery, so it'd be very dumb for me to go over there. And now, having that said, I still want to give Game Bread his rematch. He can have it. So we can do 2 things. Either we wait until he comes out of the UFC contract and he comes to the dark side, what I call it the dark side, come to the bare knuckle. Ooh. Or, with permission of the organization, we can meet in a Triller card and do a boxing match. Do your rematch in a boxing match. You think you strike so much better than me? Then let's do it boxing. Let's put gloves on.
Nice.
Oh my God, dude. I don't know. Mike, how did you feel? I felt like something coming up through me when he was saying that. I'm like, holy shit.
I love it.
Fucking God, I would fucking lose my mind.
I'm all in. I'm ready for that.
The same goes for Gagey too. Because Game Bread and Gagey being signed to UFC might be able to get, a permission to do a boxing match. Why not? Yeah. It's happened before. And Frank Mir, for example, was signed with BKFC and ended up fighting in the Triller card. And the other guy that just fought Ocho Cinco,
Brian Maxwell. Yep.
And they was there with him. So I'm pretty sure I can get permission to do a boxing match like that. So hey, George Masvidal, Justin Gaethje, let's do a boxing match.
Oh God. That would be like a dream for combat sport fans everywhere. It would be fucking a dream fight. That's amazing. And like, what about like a Cowboy Cerrone or Diego Sanchez? Cowboy Cerrone interests you?
Ooh, 1,000%. I saw the post. Diego Sanchez said that he was challenging for the fight that they never had at UFC, right? And Diego's like a brother to me. Unless he wants to fight, I'm not challenging Diego. I'm a big fan of Diego, and I think he's had a very long and good career. But I wouldn't want to challenge Diego. I mean, if he challenges me, hey, I'm in, but I'm not challenging Diego.
Yeah.
Want to come to the dark side because he only has one fight left. Come to the dark side. Cowboy Cerrone, you get a title shot right away. Let's go. Or we can do boxing.
Hey, champ, give me your honest opinion on Joshua Fabia.
You read my mind, Kyle. I was thinking the same thing when he started talking. I'm thinking the same thing, man. That Fabia popped right into my head.
Yeah. Right. What do you think about Joshua Fabia?
A very honest opinion because, like I told you, man, I'm a Libra and I balance things out. Okay, I'll give you an honest opinion. This is the way that I see it. I got to meet Joshua for about maybe 3 days, maybe 4 days. Okay. So I got to meet him. I wrote something. I don't know if you guys got to read that. I had to, I took it down because it was directed to Diego, And I didn't like certain things, I didn't like the way that I didn't like some of the things that would happen, some of the things that he does, his tactics. And from one side, I don't know this guy, man. I just met him, so I give him the benefit of a doubt. I want to learn it. I'm not going to judge you without knowing you, So I let him come around, to my gyms. He's with Diego, I'm helping Diego the other day, But, not my cup of tea, man. But in another sense, I think that he was trying to do something good with Diego. And Diego was very vocal about how he helped him a lot through some very hard times. So I think that he was really, in a time, he was trying to do something good for Diego. And then something happened where he kind of took possession and too much control of Diego and of, Diego's life. And I think he just went a little too far, in the process of trying to help Diego, like to the point where he'll shush him. Like that one hit me in the heart, like he'll shush. Like we'll be talking and he'll talk for him. And I'm like, whoa.
Well, for someone who has a school of self-awareness, he seems to be the least self-aware person that I've seen from the outside. Like, I don't feel like he has a lot of self-awareness. Like, it just almost as though he doesn't understand why other people get annoyed with him. But it's clear from the outside looking in for everybody else. So it's tough, And I think that's why he gets a lot of hate too, because he doesn't explain himself correctly, or
he'll talk too much, and then he'll talk too much. Like I'm trying to listen to him. And it's like it's nonstop. It's like there's not a stop where you say something now. It's just blah 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 blah.
You know what he does? You know what he does that drives me crazy? He says, "Man." He says, "Blah blah 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 blah." Man, let me tell you something. Well, me and Diego were doing this, man. And I like
it's very condescending.
After the fucking 8th man, I was like, dude, somebody needs to knock this fucking guy out and get him out of here. Get him out of here. We'll get Palomino in here and fucking clear this dude out.
Man.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, I give him the benefit of a doubt. I didn't really like the interaction between him and Diego. And I think that at some point he was doing something good for him. But then I think at another point he kind of like took too much control. And then, look at him now. They're not together anymore. Look at
that. All right, man. Well, you know what? We've had you on here for 40 minutes now. I feel like we've had you long enough, champ. We've taken too much of your time. We have another guest that's going to be coming on in a few minutes. Let's give you the opportunity to go ahead, predict your fight. Tell us why this is going to be the biggest fight in the 155-pound division's history, and shout your sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, first off, it's going to be a very nasty fight because I really do not like this dude. And I'm saying this in every interview, I am not going to be satisfied with a knockout without breaking something in this guy's face. Now, that's what I'm aiming at. I know that the knockout's going to come. I'm not looking for a knockout. I'm looking to break an orbital bone, a jaw. I'm looking to break something. That's what I'm looking for. So that's why this fight is going to be very fucking crazy. It's going to be exciting because I'm looking to really hurt this guy. Like with the Jim Ellis fight, I was looking to knock him out. I wasn't looking to hurt him. With this guy, I really want to hurt him, and what happens afterwards is something else, But right now, I really want to hurt this dude, Other than that, man, shout out Fusion CBD, keeping me hydrated and always well recovered. As I was telling you about, recovery, they have some amazing stuff, man, that really works. FYI, Florida Yachts International, Mr. Ralph Navarro, man, takes good care of me. And Divino Ceviche, Bonel Marine, Virtuous Boxing, Arancibia Bail Bonds, 1-800-INJURED, Sativa, Health and Fitness, and my gyms, man, the world's famous Fishery Gym, Coach Dino Spencer, Young Tigers Foundation, Coach Eric Altigre Castaños, and the workout spot, my strength and conditioning coach, Abner Pareda, man. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for your service. And let's do it again sometime, man.
Hell yeah, we appreciate you, man. And
Thank you.
one of these days I'll have to get Nolan down there to meet the champ in person, and you guys can talk. You guys can talk about how fucking inappropriate it is to get someone to get so close to your goddamn face. You know what I mean?
Oh, one more thing for everybody listening. Follow me on Instagram, what I mostly use at Luis Baboon. All right,
we got it right there at the bottom for you, sir.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, you have a great night. We can't wait to see you next week, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy.
All right, Mike, that was the champion of the world.
Yeah.
What a cool dude, man. Holy shit. I feel like we could have talked to him for 2 hours.
I know. It's just like so many more. It's like I had all these questions like spinning around. I'm like, I just keep going.
I wanted to ask him about like the tornado punch that he does. I wanted to talk about like a bunch of things, but you know what? 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like the guy's got a light. Look at him. He looked like he needed to get back in the gym. He looked like he was getting out of shape sitting there, you know.
He needs to get back in that gym.
He was losing. He was losing his form sitting there. But we have a second guest tonight.
That's right. Being very patient,
and we thank him for that.
Yes.
He will be making his debut at BKFC 18, June 26th. Along with those 4 championship fights, there's a whole bunch of other awesome fights. And Jeremy, the Pitbull Smith, is one of them. Am I wrong, Mike? Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong, but we're about to find out in a second who's wrong or right.
Let's find out. What is going on, sir? How are you?
I'm good. You guys, how you doing?
Welcome to the show. I'm Kyle. This is
Thanks
Mike.
for having me.
Hell yeah. Where are you calling in from? South Africa?
No. I'm in Florida at the moment.
You're already in Florida. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Man, Florida's the place to be, huh? Everybody's in Florida.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel
amazing.
Like I need to up and move.
Everybody loves this place. It's the best place.
It is.
Hell yeah. Are you in Miami right now?
No, I'm in a little bit further up, towards like Fort Lauderdale, like Sunrise, sort of western area. So yeah, closer to Fort Lauderdale.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, sir.
Hell no.
So
no, it's nice. So yeah.
Oh, it's just as beautiful.
No,
all right, so
that's for sure. Yeah.
So you are Jeremy Smith, you are the Pitbull, and you are going to be making your debut at BKFC 18. How excited are you for you to get this opportunity to come over here and do this on such a big stage with a four title fight card? You got Pearl Gonzalez on this card. You got Brian Maxwell on this card. You got fucking killers up and down the fight card.
Yep.
In the Hard Rock Hotel. It's just a huge opportunity. How are you feeling going into this?
Well, I'm honored. I'd like to be on the show. Like, thanks to David Feldman from BKFC for giving me the opportunity. Thanks to my management team for organizing it for me. That's fair enough management. Just to arrange this for me, just to get over here from South Africa. Just to fight on such a big show. It's also my first fight on such a massive show. It's incredible. To share some of those names is, I grew up watching like Hector Lombard and when I was younger. So it's cool to share the lights with them. It'd be an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it must be pretty amazing. You see all these big name fighters at the top of the card, and then you got some really good up and comers like Kyle was saying on the card.
Yeah.
Now the question:
there's so many fights.
Oh, it's unbelievable! I can't even believe they're not charging more money for this event, which is like we always keep saying.
They could have done two of them. They could have done 2 shows with the amount of parts of the card.
There was a rumor that they were going to do 2 shows, but I don't know that's not happening. But my question for you is, who are you fighting?
Dornas Butler, some guy from Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
This is his first bare knuckle. I think that's his first bare knuckle fight as well. So my first is first.
What was the first name? It was
Dornes.
something Butler.
Dornes. Dornes.
Oh, so I think I did hear you correctly.
Okay. Yeah.
Dornes.
Dornes
Yeah,
Butler.
I actually probably thought it was wrong.
Do you know anything about your opponent, or did it really not matter? You were just going to take whoever they offered.
Whoever they offered, I was going to take. They kind of gave me, I think, the opponent. I signed the fight like 2 days ago.
There you go. Now you have a MMA background. You are
Yes.
you have a 9, so you have a quite a few MMA fights. You got 16 of them. You're 9-7. You did really well.
It's actually 11-7.
Oh, it's 11-7. Oh,
Yeah.
then you
Yeah.
you know what? I'm
South
all
Africa,
right.
some of them weren't registered and shit. So.
You know what it is?
Third world
We
countries.
go to Tapology and these different websites, and I'm starting to notice that about 90% of the time Tapology's full of shit.
Yeah, they kind of
they
get
always
a few
miss a
things.
couple.
Yeah, they miss a few.
So it was 11-7. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now
the
at
top option before that. So.
Dornes Butler's nickname is KO. So it's Dornes KO
Okay.
Butler. And at Tapology, take it with a grain of salt. He's 0-2.
Okay.
That's all I see here. I don't see anything else for his record. It
I
says
didn't see
0-2,
much
but
on him as well.
he's got a long amateur record, but only a couple of pro fights.
It doesn't matter because Paul from Bare Knuckle Management says his name doesn't matter. He's just a highlight reel.
Yeah. Well, I'm just there to knock people out.
That's outstanding, man. How did you get hooked up with Bare Knuckle Management? How did you get yourself into the BKFC? It's like these are always like weird story. I mean, some people obviously like the big names like Paige Van Zandt or whatever. Obviously the Paige Van Zandts and the Chris Liebens and those guys of the world. It's easy to find out why the BKFC found them and signed them. A guy like yourself, how did you end up in the BKFC?
Well, I saw them. They were posting a bit on Instagram, and I messaged Paul direct, and I said, "Listen, I'm based in South Africa. I am coming over to the States. So I'm relocating there. I bought myself business and everything, so I would like to get on the bare knuckle on the BKFC." I said, "Well, let me see. Get your ass here first, and then we'll take it from there." So I said, "Cool." I got on a plane and I came. So it was not such an exciting story. I just went out of the. I took the initiative and messaged the guy. So I was like, you know what? Everybody talks about doing stuff, but they never actually do it. I just did it. The worst thing to say is you're mad, whatever.
You know what they say? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So
that's right.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
And you had already planned on coming to the United States anyway. It's like that was already in the plan.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was. I bought a business and I was relocating.
There you go. Well, I'm pretty sure. Are you married? You have your girlfriend? No. Are you married? No kids?
No.
So, Jeremy, in the Army, we call that single, no dependence. Okay.
Okay.
Now, single, no dependence in Florida do very well for themselves, especially when they're MMA fighters. How has your time in Florida been for you, sir?
It's been good, to say the least. It's been fun.
What in very few words?
It's been fun.
Rooftop parties and
not so much because I got you and I had to run a business. So I kind of got you, just put my head down, grounded the business, learned the business, started training and preparing for a fight. So I've only been here for like 5 months, 4.5 months.
And you got your citizenship?
No. I'm on a investment visa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I'm German, I've got a German part. I'm a German national, so I'm allowed to invest in the country, employ Americans, give back to them, pay taxes and all of that. And,
that's like an adventure in its own. You take, you come over here. I think it takes a lot of balls to do that. You know what I mean? You get up, you move to another country.
I came with 2 suitcases. That's it. That's about 25 kilos and 20 kilos. So like, what's that? 55 pounds and 30, 40 pounds. That's it.
That's fucking crazy.
That's awesome. That's commendable,
So what was life like for you in South Africa?
Great there. Life's good there. I just feel that there's more opportunity here. There's a better future.
I literally don't know. I'm just an ignorant person when it comes to like a lot of places outside of the United States, and I really don't know. But I do know that like my older brother was a former airborne air assault. He was a ranger, sniper. So he had a really nice background in the military, and he got offered a job to go to South Africa to guard the gold mines.
Yes.
Is there a lot of a lot of gold?
A lot of gold and diamonds. That's what we're known for. Gold and diamonds.
Yeah, I did not know that. And the guys that were trying to recruit Ryan to go down there, they were like, "Oh yeah, we see engagement every day. Someone's trying to."
Yeah, no, it's normal, especially if they're transporting gold. That's the people try to rob them off. There's like armored cars and all of that.
It blew my mind that shit goes. I'm like, people are trying to rob armored fucking gold trucks
on the freeway. Yeah, they'll do it on the freeway.
They don't call them blood diamonds for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
Those are more from a little bit further up. That's more the war-torn country.
That's some.
Oh, look at Joe Ivy. Have you ever seen the movie Blood Diamond? See, look at that. I mean,
of course,
Joe.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's the second day in a row she did that, I think.
You know, Jeremy, this is one of our biggest supporters, our good friend Joe Ivy. But she likes to throw these jabs at us like we're fucking morons over here. like we don't know Blood Diamond. God, Jesus. Come on. Leonardo DiCaprio's in that movie. Like we haven't fucking seen it.
Yeah.
And he almost
Steven Seagal is in it.
Done right. And he almost got the South African accent done right.
Oh man. So when we get down to Florida, we're gonna do it. Can we do an interview with you in person so we can
sure, of course,
get people to know you a little bit more of, you know, I think you're a pretty interesting dude. You got the accent, and you and like you come from a place.
I'm sure you got a crazy story leading up to this. I mean, just
one or two.
Yeah.
One or two.
Yeah.
Can I have over a few beers?
I would imagine, my friend. What we like to do on this show is get people to know the fighter, you know, outside of what they actually do for a living. So you're a fighter. We do a thing called the speed round where we have 10 questions that are kind of off the beaten path.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're going to ask you 10 questions. Mm-hmm. You're just going to answer them as fast as you possibly can. We're going to do a speed round.
Putting me on the spot.
Here we go, buddy. Here we go. This is where people really get to know you and become a fan of yours. What is something that you bought and you resented it right away?
Oof, got a few things. That last bottle of tequila.
That's a great answer.
What's the most expensive thing that you've bought and then you were like, shit, why did I do that?
No, I think about things before I just go buy them. But maybe I'll think about it before I go waste it.
Go ahead, Mike. Number 2.
What is the weirdest thing you have ever eaten?
Oof, I like to find different food from different cultures. So some pretty messed up shit. I went to Serbia once, and there was like a sausage type thing, but I don't know what's in it, and then it's got like runny eggs around it. It wasn't very good.
You know, my wife's family is from North Dakota, and they eat a thing called tiger meat, I think it's called, and it's just raw hamburger, like straight up.
Like steak tartare. That's steak tartare,
right, with salt on it.
Yeah.
You eat that kind of
with
stuff?
A cracked egg on it. I've had it before.
Wait a second.
In South Africa, we eat a lot of stuff like that. But we got like biltong, which is dried out meat. We take meat, we dry it and cure it. Similar to beef jerky, but a lot better. Chop that up and eat it. We eat like liver, giblets, like that.
Sheep's head? You ever eat a sheep's head?
I won't eat that shit. There's certain things I won't eat.
Like a deep fried sheep's head? No? All right.
No, not for me. Not for me.
You know that Travel Channel?
Anything from here down. Anything from the neck down you can eat. But I don't, the brains.
I know. Eyeballs and brains and all that. No. There was that show that was on like the Travel Channel. It was like Andrew Zimmerman or whatever I think that's what his name was. And he would go and eat the craziest stuff. And the whole time, I don't know. I watched it because I would gag the whole time.
We got a thing called Pani worms. They eat pani worms, like a big white, like worm like that,
Oh,
thick like that, and like that. It's fucking and like squirts out. I've never had it, but I don't plan it.
Damn.
Jeremy, Joe Ivy, the same girl that was like giving a, likes to make me and Mike look like morons.
Yeah.
She's asking if you would like to go and be on the Amazing Race with her as her teammate.
Amazing
That's a pretty
race.
Oh,
crazy show.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I think it's the accent. I don't know. Number 3, if you were on death row, what would be your last meal?
Ribeye steak, pop and chakalaka.
Yeah, dude. What would
Pop
yours
is
be?
like a maize meal. Pop is like a white maize meal that they cook, and then like a chakalaka is like a spicy gravy, vanilla gravy on top of it. And then
There you
ribeye,
go.
obviously. Ribeye medium. Yeah. Crispy fat.
Have you ever put ketchup on a steak?
This is a reoccurring question on
Shit
this
steak.
show.
On a really shit steak.
There you go. They see, that's the answer. That is the only okay answer for ketchup.
You
on
can
a
put
steak.
ketchup on anything. It just makes anything taste good.
He's gonna ask this question every time steak gets brought up. He asks this question. It's like a reoccurring thing because his mother-in-law one time she put ketchup or asked for ketchup.
You can put
Or steak
A1
that Kyle
sauce,
cooked.
Tabasco, A1 sauce, all of that. But like,
This
kind of runs it.
He's never gonna let this go.
this story comes back and haunts me every time I think about steak. I'm telling you, thick, 20, like 16-ounce New York strips, thick like this, cooked medium rare, perfect. I put them on the table with the sides. It was such a nice presentation for my wife and the mother-in-law. And the first fucking question out of her mouth was, "Where's the
Can I
ketchup?"
get ketchup?
And I was like, we don't do that. We don't do that in this house. And she went and got ketchup out of the fridge and put it all over that fucking steak.
Nah, that runs it.
Unbelievable. Anyways, let's not talk about this. It ruins
All
my
right.
night every time. Mike, go ahead.
What is the weirdest accident that you've ever had happen to you? Weirdest thing.
Like what sort of thing? Like an injury or something?
So I told a story yesterday.
I'll tell you one real quick. Like,
Yeah, you go, Kyle.
A weird accident is like getting electrocuted in a hot tub,
Oh.
or
Or a giant whipped cream machine blows up and goes everywhere when you're working as a dishwasher for a restaurant. That was my story yesterday. The fucking thing exploded.
Hey.
It went over everything.
my wife walking up from the beach, from the water to the bar, steps on a piece of glass and has to get like 8 stitches in the arch of her foot, like weird.
Yeah. During my wedding,
during Mike's wedding.
So she was on crutches, and this guy up here had bicep surgery, so he had a cast on his arm, and they were both crippled and couldn't do anything at my wedding. So horrible wedding guest. I mean, just awful. Just couldn't do anything.
I was in Thailand, my first day in Thailand. So my friend says, I get there, he says, no, well, come, we're going to rent scooters. So I'm like, yeah, sure, okay. But I've got off the plane, I'm a bit drowsy. Get on the scooter, we're busy going, he points to the side of the road because there's a massive elephant walking on the side. So I start looking at the elephant, the road bends and I don't see it and I fall off. And I crash in the scooter on the side of the road. So I was like, supposed to go train and stuff, but I scratched up all my arms. So I couldn't do any training or anything.
Did you say elephant? Did you say elephant? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
You've
walk on the side of the
happens all
road
the time.
in Thailand.
Yeah, that happens all the time. That's
That
like
happens all the
Yeah.
time.
But that's in Thailand. They everywhere in Thailand. That's like
Hey, it probably happens to me like 2-3 times a month.
dude, hey, speaking of Thailand real quick, our boy TJ Chang's dog is missing. Do you
I know.
Did you see that shit, Mike? I
did.
don't know.
It's
I just
sad.
want anybody watching this in Thailand, if you got his dog, fucking return it, goddammit. Number 5, how long do you think it would take for you to drink in a standard above ground swimming pool worth of water? How long do you think it would take?
What's the standard size in liters?
I don't know. This is Jeremy. This is an eyeball test, man. You look at that. You take a look at that pool, And how long do you think it would take you to drink that whole
I
motherfucker?
don't know. When we cut weight, we drink up like 10 liters of water in one day, and that's like 5 days. I'm not too sure.
All right, I got you. I got your
A good
answer.
week.
Let's say it's about 2,500 gallons of water. That's 7 by 14 foot pool.
Yeah, but how many liters is that?
That's kind of small. Oh, liters.
I don't know how many
God
gallons
damn
that
it.
is. I have no idea how much a gallon. It was
Oh,
3.8
God, I
liters.
can't do the kind of math.
3.8. Divided by
Mike,
4. Something like
It would
that.
literally take you like 5 years to drink that fucking pool.
Yeah, that's forever.
Some people just
Yeah, that's
automatically
a
go,
long time.
oh, I don't know, a month.
He said a
No,
week.
that's long.
Like, yeah.
He
No,
said
yeah.
good week.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm saying
Sorry,
in
I
a
didn't
week.
hear that.
I'm saying in a week when we cut weight, we drink 10
Yeah.
liters a day. Yeah, I didn't say I'm going to drink the
Oh,
whole pool
shit.
in a week. I'm just saying no, that would be like 30 liters. So that
I'm
thing's
sorry.
probably about 5,000. So probably about
I was trying to look up the answer for how many gallons were in a standard sized swimming pool. I must have missed the week comment. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny because a lot
yeah.
of people say that. They'll say like a week or a month in a short time. And then when it really comes down to it, you realize, no, it'll take like 10 years to do or something, something
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Do you believe that there have been alien abductions?
Oh, fuck. Who knows, eh? Who knows?
You know-
I don't know. There must be something out there. I have no idea. I've never happened to me, but I know personally. So no, I don't know.
All right. Go ahead. Number 7.
What is something people wouldn't believe about you?
You're afraid of mice.
I don't know. My snakes. I hate snakes. Don't like.
Yeah, but a lot of people.
Snakes.
hate it.
What about
Right.
snakes on a plane?
Snakes. Like I've been bitten about. I don't know. People wouldn't
Fun
do
fact about Jeremy Smith: he farts every time he sneezes.
that.
Something like
That is funny.
Nothing like
He
that.
hates the movie Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, he hates the movie
No,
Snakes.
that's a stupid movie. That's just a stupid movie.
All right, number 8. If you could give a piece of advice, okay, this is kind of a serious question. If you could give a piece of advice to an up and coming fighter, what would you tell somebody trying to make their way up?
Listen to your body more.
Listen to what?
Or sometimes listen to your body more. If it's sore, sometimes it really is sore. Don't push through it all. Like you can take a little bit of break. Don't overtrain. And hard sparring is not always the answer to everything. Because back home we spar hard a lot. You guys are a lot more scientific than us. So.
That's an excellent answer. That's a great advice. And if you, I don't know at what point you jumped into the waiting room while Palomino was on.
Yeah.
Luis Palomino said at 40 years old, right now is when he knows when it's time to rest, when it's time to rest, when it's time to recover. You need to communicate with your body. Yeah. Train smarter.
Yeah.
And that's a great answer. That's a fucking
And go
fantastic.
to physio and listen to them. Go to the physiotherapist, listen to the physiotherapist. Don't rush it. If they say 6 weeks, take the 6 weeks, relax. And a few days off is not going to kill you. Undertraining is better than overtraining.
Excellent. Now, the next question, are you very familiar with the fight card that you will be fighting on? The 4 title fight.
The main card. Yeah, Hector's fight. So
Okay.
Hector's,
Go ahead, Mike.
All right. How many title fight underdogs?
I don't know who
lose?
the underdogs and who the favorites are.
Okay.
Okay, challengers. How about that?
So that I don't.
What titles
Okay,
do you think any of the titles will change hands?
Well, Hector will stay champion, definitely. Palomino would stay champ. The other two, I'm not exactly sure. Too much on that. That Diaz fight's going to be interesting.
The Diaz and Thiago Alves fight is for a vacant title, and so okay. Do you know Do you know much about those two fighters?
Which one?
Thiago Alves and Yuli Diaz.
I've seen Yuli. He got the quickest knockout, and Thiago, MMA fighter.
Thiago's been around. Yeah, Thiago's been around
forever. Yeah. He fought UFC 100. He fought DSP.
Yes, he did.
He's a great fighter. He's a legend in the sport. But it is
So-
bare knuckle. I don't know. Not MMA.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure. That
it's
one, I'm
so
not putting
different.
money on any of these fights. It's a difficult to do.
We went to.
I'm not. I don't want to lose money.
Yeah, it's tough because we went to Alabama and to BKFC
Mhm.
17 and 10 fights. Every single one of them were either doctor stoppage or a KO TKO. Like every single one.
That's
They
the
were
thing. You can get cut so easily. You can get a quick cut, and that's that. You can be the much better fighter, but the guy just catches you with just a little knuckle, splits you up quickly. And
Right,
that's,
right.
That's the fight over. Can't see anything. Fight's done. Even though you're smashing the guy, throws one little punch, catches.
Now Paul from Bare Knuckle Management says Pitbull versus Pitbull. That is a very interesting comment. Pitbull, Thiago Alves is called the Pitbull as well. So
Yeah.
maybe you and him tussle at some point.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the singer. We are in Miami. I mean, come on.
You might be able to maybe a dance off. I don't know. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Maybe
Right now I'm focusing on this fight, and once I get that done and I get my first win in BKFC, then we can see what's next on the cards. I want to get some experience in it. I've never had one of these before, so let me get the fight in and beat my opponent, and then we'll take it from there. See what they want after and what.
I love it. Well, you know what? I love the idea. Down the road, you got a goal and you got a goal to look forward to.
Right now, I'm focusing on next week Saturday. That's it.
Yeah. Well, last question we have for you. If you were not involved in combat sports, what would you be doing for a living?
Well, I own a supplement and nutrition store now. But I guess combat sports kind of got into the health industry and all of that. I would have liked to be when I was younger, I wanted to be a lawyer.
A lawyer?
Yeah, I like to argue.
You saw my cousin. You saw my cousin Vinny, and you were like, "I want to be like that guy."
Yeah. Have you ever seen that movie, My Cousin Vinny?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a good one to watch.
No.
I think you'll like that. The only reason I asked you is I figured maybe you wouldn't have seen it because it's, you know what I mean? I don't know how popular it is outside the States.
Yeah.
It's a really funny movie. It's a little older.
It's one of the best movies ever made.
But
anyways, man,
I'm gonna have to take your word for it. I'm gonna have to watch it now.
It's good.
Yeah, My Cousin Vinny. Every time it's on,
well, otherwise, I'm really good with numbers, so I could be an accountant.
An accountant.
I'm good with, I don't mind it with numbers when it comes to.
Dude, those are great answers. Like a lot of fighters will just say, like, I'd be a teacher. I'd be a teacher because I feel like I could teach. But lawyer or accountant, that's fucking fantastic. And you want to know what's funny? Do you know what's funny is so I used to work at this casino up in Connecticut, Mohegan Sun, and my cousin Mike and I got out of work and we go over to Lucky's Lounge, this bar up in there, and we're sitting at the bar, and the bar's like this round bar, and the bartender stands in the middle, and across the bar from us is this big dude with a mohawk, and I'm like, holy fuck. Mike, that's Chuck Liddell sitting across sitting across the bar from us. So I call Courtney, the bartender, over. I'm like, hey, is he over there? Is he with anybody? She's like, no, he's been here like an hour by himself, just chilling on his phone over there. And like, so we went over and we ended up spending like 2-3 hours with Chuck Liddell, just drinking beers and doing shots and like shooting the shit with him. He went to school to be an accountant. And he was like, yeah, man. And my cousin Mike was like, "Oh, that's what my degree's in is accounting." He's like, "Well, then you should fight." That was Chuck's way of thinking. Chuck's way of thinking was, "Oh, if you went to school for accounting, you should fight too, like me." And Mike was like, "Nah, I'm good. No, it's cool." A lot of people like. I would have never known that though. Like you see Chuck the Iceman Liddell, like an absolute all-time legend.
Yep.
Legend.
If he was
light heavyweights
ever, and if he was not fighting, he would be a fucking accountant. You know? Can you picture that? I don't know. It's just fucking awesome.
He could still be an accountant.
He could. I don't know about now.
Okay.
I don't know about now. Nah, I don't know about now.
You don't think he has that concentration?
Nah, I think that maybe 4,000 fights. I mean, punches earlier. He might.
Punches.
Can't take those punches back.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, dude,
Yeah.
it was awesome to meet you, and
No,
and we
thanks,
look
guys.
forward to
Appreciate
meeting you. We look forward to meeting
Yeah.
you down
When are
there
you
in
guys
Florida.
coming down? When are you
We'll
guys
be
coming down?
We'll be
Next
down there
Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
so
let me know when
we'll
you're
meet.
here.
We'll be staying in Fort Lauderdale. So
Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah. All right, cool. And how long are
Right.
you going to be down here for?
till Sunday.
yeah, Sunday night.
Till Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll have a few
Yeah.
drinks on Saturday also.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll probably drink something better than Bush Light. I'm drinking Bush Light right now,
Yeah.
which is like really like
That's
I'm
like
drinking
some
water.
really ghetto shit.
I'm
man.
drinking water.
That's
is-
like old school, like cheap, like, hey, look, we're gonna go get a fucking 12-pack.
I've never
Hey,
even
buddy.
tasted one in my life before. Never had one
no.
before.
Don't.
So this is the kind of this is the kind
we
of
got
beer
good
that
beer back home.
when you're like 21 years old and you want to spend $11.99 on a 30-pack.
Yeah.
This
Or if
is
you're 18 and you're trying to pull a hey buddy outside the liquor store. Hey buddy, if I give you
Our
some
legal
money,
age
you
back
give me
home
$20
is
bucks.
18. Our legal
Oh,
age
really?
back home is 18. So yeah.
18. Oh
Yeah.
man. Well, thank God it's not that late around here because the 18s around here are fucking morons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge morons.
Listen, South Africa's all much better. I'm sure.
Look at how I act at 37. Can you imagine what an 18-year-old acts like? I mean,
Oh
Jesus.
my God. Yeah. All right, man. So hey, why don't we let's give you an opportunity. Shout out your sponsors. Shout out anybody you want to shout out, and give us a prediction for your fight on June 26th, and then we'll let you get out of here.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to thank the management team, Bare Knuckle Management, for making this happen. Total Nutrition, my supplement store, and Happy Hangover. They're they're good for hangovers, as they say, Happy Hangover. Just want to thank my coaches, Roger Cole from ATT Sunrise, and Chuck Eason, my boxing trainer. Yeah, thanks everybody for the support and getting me ready for this. And yeah, it's gonna be a good show. It'll be fun.
All right. Hey, before we let you go, what is Happy Hangover?
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, it's like a little CBD shot thing that you take off the night out. That takes the edge off the hangover.
Yeah, it's like the hair of the
I'll
dog.
bring you some for
Yeah.
afterwards. It's got no alcohol in it, but it's something similar. I'll bring you some for after the show.
Oh
It's
man, for
yeah.
sure. We'll try that.
Yeah,
I'm all about that.
yeah, try it out. Got a bit of CBD in it, and just to like makes you a bit relaxed. You know, if you drink too much, you get that like edgy feeling. So it takes that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
It
I'm
works.
down to try that for sure.
You know, us military guys, we just live our life in that haze.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, you just have another. The best cure is always another drink. That is the best.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's why Kyle said, yeah, the hair of the dog. That's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But the
All right,
problem
my
is
man.
when you have a one too many and you go back in the cycle.
yeah.
All right. Yes. Well, it was really nice to meet you. We can't wait to see you down there. We
Likewise.
can't wait to see you fight. We'll
Thanks.
catch up. All
Appreciate
right.
it. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Have a good evening.
All right.
You have a
Thank
good
you.
night. Take it
Cool,
easy,
man.
Mike.
Yo,
We meet all the fucking coolest people in the world.
I know. I love it. I do love it.
It's really cool,
I do love it. Yeah.
man.
It's pretty rad, man.
It's pretty rad, man. You know
Pretty
what?
rad,
you know,
man.
You know
I
what?
really love it a lot, man. It's fucking rad.
Mike.
Yeah.
For the people that are still watching right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right now. Mike told me one of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my fucking life today.
I know.
Dude, for the Joe Ivies and the Susan Walkers and
It's everyone off too, because there's
No,
no
it's
way
not.
I'm telling that story right now because I just, you know what I mean? It's like
you
gotta
can't
be
tell
in the
it?
moment. No, I can't.
Oh god.
Yeah, because I got to tell it the right way, and I'm not gonna butcher it. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen.
Oh my god. Well,
There's
okay.
no way.
I'm just gonna let everybody
I was
know.
in the zone today. when I
Mike
told it.
has one of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my life about his mom.
Now I really can't tell it.
About his mom not being able to work a fucking smartphone.
Yeah,
Is that basically the moral of the story?
yeah. It was.
Mike,
pretty
Mike,
hard to do.
Please, come on, please. Everyone wants you to tell it. Man.
Here,
Everyone-
the issue is that like when it happened, I told you like right after it happened. So for me to like go back and try to like get through, no, it's not like the paint story, Joe Ivy. The paint story, in my defense, was I had literally not even a second to think before Kyle pulled me into a show that I didn't even know I was going to be on.
Joe Ivy.
This is not like the paint story.
Joe, this is one of the funniest fucking goddamn things I've ever heard in my life. And it has to do with his mom FaceTiming him and her not knowing how to like use the camera and like turning the phone around. Oh my God.
Turning the phone around.
Come on, Mike. All right. I guess Mike won't
Paul
tell
Bare Knuckle Management says he can't work a smartphone either, but I don't know. We've done video calls with you, Paul, and you're always in the right place on the camera. So, but yeah, this no, we want to know now. It just pretty much my mom doesn't know how to use a cell phone. She just doesn't know how to use it, man. It's insane.
All right. Listen, I promise I will get this story out of him one of these nights. I swear to God, he was fucking telling it, dude. I was leaned over the fucking desk, like crying. I was literally tears coming out of my fucking face. I could not contain myself. Mike.
It's because, it had just happened 2 seconds before it. And I still had like the aggravation in me in every step of the story. And when I was telling it, I was with so much like it was just there, you know what I mean? And right now,
it was like he was like, "Mom, turn the camera around." So she turns the camera around. He's like, "I still can't see," and she turns it around. So now the camera's like facing her, and she's like, "Can you see it now?" And he's like, "I'm looking at your face."
Yeah, you turn the camera around.
So she turns the phone around and then turns the camera back around. So she's staring at the camera. She's staring at him again, and he's, Mom, I'm looking at your face again. What the fuck are you doing, Mom? And then she like turns the camera, but then she like turns the phone, but then she's like, Michael, can you see? Mike, can you see? And she's like, Mike, can you see the tablet? And he's like, I can't see the tablet because your fucking face is in the way. And she's like, oh, let me turn the camera around. And she turns the phone around. He's still facing. Oh my God.
It's because she called me up and she says, oh, the tablet's not working. Like Brooklyn wants to use the tablet. So Brooklyn's my 4-year-old. She's like 4.5. And she wants to play like freaking Minecraft or Roblox or some other game that I probably would have loved when I was her age, but I freaking hate it so much. And that's a story for another day. But and she's like, oh, something happened,
here it is, folks.
And she can't get into the tablet. And I was like, well, she calls me on the phone. And as soon as she calls me on the phone, I'm thinking to myself, like, Ma, there's no way I'm going to be able to explain to you how to get into this tablet over the phone, because I already know my mom has a pre-existing condition, and it's don't know how the fuck with electronics condition. You know what I mean? And she has no idea. So I'm like, all right, hold on a second. I will FaceTime you in 1 minute. So I go back into the supply area and I put my AirPod in and I call my mom on the phone and I FaceTime her, and she picked up the phone. She's like, hi. And I was like, all right, show me the tablet. Okay. So so basically on what I can see on my phone is I can just see just the corner of the tablet. Right. And I was like, it was like maybe like a third of, so I could kind of make out what was going on. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to tell her straighten it out or anything. I'm just going to try to read what's on the screen and walk her through it. And so I start looking and I was like, all right, press this button, swipe here, put this code. And then I can't see because as she's doing it, the phone's just getting real close. So like now I can just see just the corner of the tablet. And I was like, Mom, you have to pull the phone back because I can't see the tablet. So she is not, so she pulls it back, and I'm just looking at my kitchen. So I'm like, Mom, hold on a second. Hold on. I said, how are you holding the camera? You want to know? This is what, so when you're looking at the camera, you'd be looking at your phone like this, right? So you're looking at the front of it. No. She turned, as a mom would do, she is holding the camera, the phone like this to show me stuff. So she's like, so she can't see what she's showing me. So she's like this, like, oh.
Can you see it now, Mike?
It's like this. Hey, can you see this? And I'm like, no, I can't see it. I can't see anything. I can't. I'm looking at the couch. I'm looking at the ceiling. So I'm like, Mom, hold on, pause, stop, 1 second, turn the phone around. And she's like, I have the phone turned around. I'm like, no. Turn the phone around so you can see my face. So you can see my face and I can see your face. Like, turn it back towards you as if you're using it. And she's like, all right. So she finally turns it around. She's looking at the phone, right? So I said, all right, here we go. I said, all right, tap on the screen so you can bring up the options at the bottom. And she goes, okay. So she taps the screen. I said, what you want to do is you want to click on, she goes, effects. That's right, effects. I know effects. And I was like, no, not the effects. Flip. I want you to flip the camera so that you can see what you're pointing the camera to, right? So I'm like, hit the flip button. So she hits the flip button. And now I'm looking at my daughter's arm. And I'm like, okay, you flipped the camera. I said, now just point it at the tablet. And she goes, well, I'm trying to if you give me a second. So I'm like, all right, well, point it at the tablet, right? No big deal. So all of a sudden, now I'm looking at the freaking TV in the living room. And I'm like, Ma, I can't see the tablet. She's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm pointing at the tablet. I was like, no. I can see Bluey on the screen. This is like a cartoon. I'm like, you need to point the camera at the tablet, right? So instead, this is what it's like. And then she goes like this. So now I'm looking back at her again. And I'm like, Mom, I'm looking at your face. I can't. You need to turn the phone back around so you can see what you're pointing it at. I said, there's a little box. You got to look at the screen. There's a little box in the bottom right. I'm like, just turn around and look. There's a rectangle at the bottom. Can you see my face? Can you see my face yet? Can you see my face? And she's like, she's getting mad. She's like, I am pointing it where you're telling me to point this. I can't. I don't. And I'm like, Ma, relax. All right, let's take a second. Take a breather. 1 second. Turn the phone around again so you can see my face. You see my face? Okay. I see. You see a little box in the bottom right-hand corner? See where that box is? Wherever you point the phone now, it's going to follow. I'm going to tell you, I was about to freaking lose my goddamn mind, okay? So now she finally turns the freaking phone towards the tablet. And I was like, just could see half the tablet. And I was like, all right, hold on a second. We're halfway there. You got to move it over a little bit, right? So now I get the tablet in my sights. And I'm like, all right, this is what you got to do. And she starts typing in this stuff. And like literally the first try, it didn't work. And I went, nah, this isn't going to work. I don't think I'm going to be able to figure this out, Ma. And she's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, she's not going to be able to use the tablet till I get home. So I just have to let you go. I got her off the phone because I just couldn't handle it anymore.
Dude, I can hear you. When I was at my desk, you were over in like the unit supply, like turn-in area, right?
Yeah, and
you
I was slowly losing.
I could hear you, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Mike yelling at over there?"
I was getting so upset, like because.
And I hear him going, "No, what do you do? No, turn it around. I can't see anything. What do you?"
Yeah, because I couldn't understand, because for me, it's like, this is so easy. And then afterwards, I was like, I'm an idiot, because I could have just said, can you just give the phone to Brooklyn? That would have solved everything. And if she just gave the phone to Brooklyn, it'd have been.
And your 4-year-old daughter would have fucking had it done.
She knows how to do everything. That's why I said, like, my mom and a lot of other moms and grandmothers and dads, like my dad doesn't know shit. My dad probably knows less than my mom does about electronics. I had to make an instruction booklet, okay, with pictures and fucking a whole set of instructions on how to use my television, because my mom would call me up all the time and go, we're trying to watch Netflix, but I don't know how to get it back on. It shut off, and I was just trying to watch the soap operas, and I don't know how to get it back on cable. So I said, you know what? I got to make something. So I took pictures of the remote controls. I took pictures of the TV. I pressed the button, put circles on it. I put instructions. I put them inside of like a notebook, like sleeves, like plastic sleeves. And you want to know what? 2 days after I gave it to her, she called me up and asked me a question. And I was like, Mom, page 3, instruction number 16. It tells you clearly. You can see. So,
dude,
no more.
No bullshit. Amy's mom, who lives downstairs from us now. She has a house in Florida, but she lives up here during the summer. She's very much like your mother when it comes to like electronics and stuff. Amy fucking taped over certain buttons, and
These
it was
buttons
like
don't exist.
she left like the power button, the channel up and downs, and like the pause and play buttons. And she was like, Mom, you literally don't have to touch any other buttons on the entire fucking remote. Turn the TV on.
The rest of the buttons are a distraction.
You can, yeah. This is how you get the guide. This is how you change it. And this is how you pause and play. You don't have to do anything else. And I swear to God, when you were just, your mom and her would be best friends, I think.
I'm going to tell you guys earlier, if I'm standing up and you're seeing me like in the zone, it was crazy. I'm telling you, these guys were crying, laughing. I had 4 people dying.
He came over into my like office area. I say it's an office area, but it's like 3 desks in like one little fucking spot, whatever. First sergeant of the entire company, but I got a fucking desk in the warehouse somewhere. But anyways, Mike came over fresh off that phone call, and he laid down like the best 15-minute stand-up comedy routine you have ever fucking seen in your entire life. He's like, she's turning the phone around, and then she turns it around, and I'm like, Ma, I can't see shit because your phone's turned around. You don't even know what I'm looking at. And she's like, but Michael, he's like, turn it back around. And she's like, can you see it now? No, I'm looking at you. Can you see me? I see you. Well, I need to see the tablet. Oh, so it turns around and like, oh my God. It was
painful.
Oh God.
But it was also wonderful at the same time.
Fucking amazing. It was amazing. Anyways, Mike.
Love you, Mom. Hi, Mom. Love you.
A shout out to all the moms out there.
It's my post fight. Hi, Mom. Love you.
Yeah, I just want to thank God. I want to thank my mom, and Jesus H. Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, so hey guys, this is the last show.
Forever.
This is not forever.
Oh,
this is the last show before your boys, Mike and Mish, take another trip to another event. We are going to BKFC 18 next week. We're going to be talking to Palomino. We're going to be talking to Goodjohn. We're going to be talking to fucking Joey Beltran, Britton Hart, anybody we can see down there. We've already made contacts with all of them. We're going to have a fucking blast. I'm going
to try that routine with every single one of them. You better believe it.
Dude, of all the events that we've been to, I can't tell you one that I've been more excited about than this one. This one's going to be fucking awesome. So if you guys know anybody that wants to sponsor your boys, anybody that wants to put a business, anybody wants to put a business logo on any of our videos from BKFC 17 generated about 50,000 views worth of content.
It had 163,000 reach with over 60,000 engagements.
Yeah, 60,000 people liked and commented on our shit from BKFC 17. So what I'm telling you all is, if you have a business and you want people to see your shit,
right,
we are willing to promote your business. You just got to sponsor your boys. You know what I mean? Send a salami to your boy in the army. That's what they say.
Summer sausage.
Send a summer sausage. Anyways, that's it, man. That's it for tonight. We don't have a show lined up for tomorrow. I mean, for next week. Maybe something pops up between now and when we leave next week, because that shit's been happening lately. But we appreciate you all for tuning in. Thank you to Louis Palomino, Baboon, the fucking baddest motherfucker at 155 pounds in bare knuckle fighting right now. He's got a huge fight coming up with Tyler Goodjohn. Thank you to him for coming on 1 week out from the fight. Thank you to Jeremy Smith, the Pitbull, for coming on and introducing himself to our audience, who will also be on that card. And other than that, Mike, we got work to do, man.
That's right. We got some works to do. All right. So peace out. Peace to your bum crease.